welcome to the English Football Podcast League 2 Playoff Final Special. I'm Christopher Chrysostomou, and on the line we have Braden May yet again. 3-1 victory to Coventry City over Exeter last night. 3-1 was the scoreline that I predicted on our last podcast, Braden.
Oh, you love a bit of predictions, don't you?
I should put some money on it.
Oh, who knows what the odds would have been for 3-1 Coventry. Maybe you would have got a new kit off them if you said they'll win 3-1.
I'll tell you what, who would have predicted Jordan Willis, the centre-back, scoring the first goal? And what a goal that was for Coventry.
Oh, well, not a bad way to start. And then it only just got better. 5 minutes later, I think Jamie Shipley,
Yep.
a bit of luck, but goalkeeper was no chance for Exeter. And then they just continued rolling with another rouse third.
And that was from Jack.
Was unbelievable.
And that was from Jack Grimmer. And so all three J's scored those goals. I don't think the goalkeeper could have done anything with any of those shots. They were just perfect.
Oh, they were all in the top corner.
Yeah.
Well, even just looking back on highlights this morning after watching a bit of the game, that many efforts come from outside the box. I don't think there was a really clear-cut opportunity inside 18 yards.
No. I think there was one with Bayless, but he kicked that straight into the keeper. But as you said, that all those goals, fantastic efforts. The first half was pretty dour. There wasn't a lot of shots on goal. It was played mostly through the midfield. But the second half it opened up and Coventry showed their class. This is great for Coventry because they've had so much trouble in the past few years. This is their first promotion in 51 years, would you believe?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, obviously they had the troubles before the match with the one-off kit. It worked wonders. Maybe they'll bring it back next season.
Well, I think they sold 700 of those one-off kits, so I think they were going for £40. 700 times £40, that's a fair bit of money there for them.
Oh, and then the money they get plus going up might play to pay as bonuses. No doubt they've got installed in contracts.
Oh, I reckon. So, 37,000 Coventry fans at the game, a crowd of over 50,000. That was more than what they got for the League One final the day prior. We're talking about Coventry here. They're such a big club, a well-known club. They were in the top tier of English football for 34 years. Do you think they will do well in League One next year, or do you think they'll just jump back down to League Two?
They're going to have to sort out the off-field problems that are very much publicised if they want to remain up. It's going to be a whole new challenge. Probably the worst thing is they don't really have time to celebrate. Because they'll be back at training in 4 weeks' time.
Yeah, they probably will be. But the one good thing for the side so far is that they've got the young academy players in the lineup. Shipley scored. He's on the left wing, and then you've got Bayless on the right wing. And Bayless, what he's shown in these playoff matches, he is a star of the future. And I wouldn't be surprised if one of the bigger teams, maybe in the Premier League or the Championship, try and get him and try to develop him, because I think he can go a long way.
Unfortunately for him, the word promising and potential gets thrown around that much in football that's out of this world. Like, you score one goal on your debut. Like, Marcus Rashford, for example, with United, he's gone on to bigger and better things. But you look at like a Jack Wilshere, I know there's a Premier League guys.
Yeah.
Jack Wilshere was meant to be one of the world's best midfielders. Now he struggles to stay on the pitch because injury trouble get in the way. But there's just so many stories of guys tipped up with potential and then they end up no good.
Well, remember when Nick Powell, did he score in the League 2 final that got Crew Alexander promoted and then went to United? I remember that year he was talked about.
See, that in itself, that's just ridiculous. Like, they paid £6 million for a guy who was banging in the goals as a youngster in the 4th tier, and he's gone to what most people would say is the biggest club in England.
Yeah.
And then now he's back. He's back in the Championship, obviously. He's finally found his feet. But United tried fighting him in the first game of the season, which he did score, I think, against Wigan in that 4-0 victory.
Yeah, he scored his debut, and that's when Sir Alex compared him to Paul Scholes.
Yeah, Paul Scholes, we know how that turned out. now he's a Wigan. Paul Scholes played at United for years.
That's right. On Exeter's side, manager Paul Teasdale, he looks like he'll be departing the club after 11 years as their manager. He's the longest-serving manager in English football. When I heard, because I really haven't seen Exeter play this season, when I heard Paul Teasdale was at the club for 11 years and he's the longest manager in English football, you would assume he's about 50-something years old, but he's only 45.
That's crazy, especially like in the lower tiers to serve as a manager for 11 years. Like, it he's only ahead of Eddie Howe, who's been in charge of Bournemouth at 9, I think. So he was only behind Wenger, who just left Arsenal, obviously. Like, that's pretty well done. Is he moving on to bigger and better things, according to the rumour mill, or?
Well, that's what no one's really sure about that, because the club's owned by the supporters, the supporter trust, and they put him on a 2-year deal 18 months ago, and he wasn't really happy with that. And actually, after the game, he came out and gave him a bit of a swipe, saying, "Since being served my notice 18 months ago, it's been rather surreal. I don't know if the supporters get together on the terraces and decide that they have had enough. Is it how it works? Did it reflect all opinions? Probably not." So he's given him a bit of a swipe there.
Oh, why not? Why not? Is he a passionate cheerleader like Jurgen Klopp? Maybe he was out celebrating at 6 a.m. with us.
No, but he looked pretty fancy there in his white shirt with his glasses hanging on his buttons and with the bald head. He looked a bit like Kevin Muscat.
Kevin Muscat, Exeter, maybe. You're around me, Muscat. Oh, well, obviously it didn't work out. He probably stays on if they go up. He's obviously got connections to another job somewhere. I don't think he would come out straight after that. Where that would hurt, knowing you played 48 games now, including the 2 semi-finals, and then come out and be almost swept off the park in, 15 minutes? They were 3-0 up Coventry.
Yeah, and that was they have now lost consecutive playoff final matches, because last year they lost to Blackpool in the playoff final. In his 11 years, he brought them up from the National League, got them into League 2, and then I think a few years back he got them up to League 1, and then they got relegated back to League 2. So it's been a wild ride at Exeter, and I'm not sure if the fans are going to realise how much they're going to miss him once he leaves, because he's done a really good job there at what you would say is probably a small club.
Yeah, and as you say, they got relegated and he stayed on. That doesn't happen very often in the lower league.
But it's Coventry's day, and they haven't really had a lot of days to celebrate over the course of the past 10 years. And now that they're back in League 1, they'll be playing Sunderland, and it looks like those two are probably the two biggest teams in League 1 next year.
Oh, don't forget my boys. My boys are a big club.
Southend.
We're just yet to discover how good we are. Been a few changes off the pitch. We're going to dedicate an English football podcast preview to Southend.
I reckon we'll be the only podcast that is dedicated to Southend.
Well, if the Shrimpers want to give me a job, I'm happy to take a phone call.
Is Niall Ranger still there?
No, Niall, we don't discuss Niall. Niall Ranger is long gone. There's been a few changes, but that's the thing. League 1, like you speak to Coventry, they'll probably turn over half their side, so will Exeter. It's going to be huge next season. Yeah,
it will be, and the manager said that he hopes to stay there, and he said this is probably the greatest thing that's happened to the club in recent times, because it's united the supporters. For once, they haven't relied or been discussing the off-field dramas. They've been talking about their on-field performances, and to do it from 6th place as well, that's an incredible job. Yeah.
I didn't think they would do it. We had Notts County thrown up virtually.
I think if Notts County did beat Coventry, they would have beaten Exeter as well. The winner would have come out of those two teams, Coventry and Notts County. And they did get a bit fortunate, Coventry, with the refereeing decisions.
Referees, they're a rare breed in their own, but we can't discuss that.
No.
Things happen, unfortunately. That's the way football works.
And that's it for our League 2 playoff final review. That's our final English football podcast for the year. We'll be doing something special for the World Cup, so stay tuned for that. And goodbye for now.